This is Zetsway from ShiGig coming at you with a video to help you maximize your effects of Legion, how to maximize the power of Legion. So this is going to be talking about like cards that would help you support it, help you get cards on the drop zone, which ones are better, which ones compare, which ones you might want to check out if you're in TCG, which ones you might want to look forward to, OCG, which ones you might want to, if you're still haven't decided what deck you're building, which is a good deck. So this is going to be one of my tips and tricks videos. I'll be doing more later on. Let's see. So starter off, you guys know Set 16 has come out. They had the trial decks, but Set 16 is now finally out in TCG. As you guys know, you've got Royal Paladin, Arcami, Nova Grappers, Dimension Police, Spike Brothers, and Neonectars, and support there for Legion. They finally released more Musketeer support, so Musketeers can actually be more competitive now. They got some support in Set 14, but just not enough. So basically, I'm going to talk about cards that can help. So cards like Shield Rise for the new quintet for Risers and Nova Grapplers. These cards help a lot, especially for decks that rush with 2 crit when the Legion, and Legion cost is pretty cheap. For cards that you know you can continually pressure your opponent with Legion. Perfect Guards more for something like Seekers, because Seekers is probably going to be a late game because of the fact that you want to build up that soul. You want to ride into Wingo, then ride into Sing Saver, so that way you can try and pull Sing Saver's effect at least twice a game, or at most twice. Sing Saver, basically, if you need Soul Blast 3, so if you don't have that soul, you're only going to be able to pull it once off, and it just really heavy cost card. I'll also be getting into like how each one plays, which ones you should be looking for and stuff. So I'm going to start with Musketeers, because everyone's been waiting for Musketeers to finally come out with really big support. They did get some in Set 14, but not enough, and then the Card Fight Collection 2014. They got like new Vanguard, which is pretty good, but they didn't get a Break Ride or any other support. So Peony is the triple R. The double R is one you would probably ride into, and then you ride into Peony late game. Peony is meant for late game plays, so you can put 5 cards into 5 normal units from your drop zone into your bottom of your deck, and then search up 2 cards from the top 4. And then you shuffle your deck. Bad thing about it is just that you have to put 5 cards, and you don't shuffle your deck, so maybe one of those cards is one of the ones you want to call. But you at least do get 2 cards, and then you have 4 cards, so you might have to call triggers and stuff. Again, with her, you probably would want to just run 2 Perfect Guards, 2 Quaint Duels, because one, it's mostly going to be Legioning late game with her. Pretty much that's how you're going to play with Musketeers. It's not that hard to get drop zone cards, but you kind of want to Legion with her later, because you want to go with I think it was see if it's down here. Her, you can probably be riding more into Legion with her because of the fact that she gets the Sephiroth skill where she gives 3,000 to all your units, and she's able to sack a unit without free. So Musketeers can actually now play really competitively with this. Again, you don't really need to run quintet walls. You might want to run 2, but other than that, I would suggest run 2 quintet walls, 2 Perfect Guards, which is pretty good. Then we have Sinker, Sing Saver, Dragon. So for this one, you would want to ride into Wingo first, so that way you can build most soul. So that way you can get your field full, get soul for Sing Saver, so that way you can go off twice. He's going to be a high tier deck, but he's going to be not the best one in my opinion, due to the fact that he's really heavy cost. It's not hard to get his cost off. You have to Counter Blast 2, Soul Blast 3, and choose 2 cards from your hand, discard them, and then ride a copy of Sing Saver from the soul. I mean, not from the soul, from the deck, and then Legion with a Blaster Blade from soul. It's really situational, because you got to rely on not damage checking one, not drawing into the other ones, and not like doing anything else with it. You have to make sure you have to ride one, and then get one in have one in the deck by the time you want to use this effect. And then if you want to do it again, you have to have another one in deck. So then it's just a really situational. So most of the time you're just going to get him off once. So it's really late game because you want to use this effect when you want to go for game. With him, I wouldn't bother with going too much with quintet walls. I'd probably go all perfect arts because he doesn't really rely on rushing early game, so he doesn't give that pressure off as the other ones do. He does gain 2k when he attacks, but it's not that big a deal. Not as good as the other ones because some of them will give 3k, so that way you can hit cross rates. And then here, this guy is going to probably be one of the top tier, like the main ones that's going to be topping. You're already seen him topping, and Seeker. He's Ultimate Risers just won big tournament. I forgot what it's called. I think it was like Clash or something. It's I forgot the name of the tournament they had, but it was a big regional tournament they had. No OCG. This guy took first and second, and then Sing took third and fourth. Ultimate Riser Mega Flare is just really good. You wanna run all quintet walls because though there's only one card in the besides the quintet walls, there's only one other card that counterblasts, and that is the Double R Legion card, which is really good. Restands the front row as long as they have a booster for counterblasting 2, and you can so it's just a really good rush deck either way. And then him, you want to go quintet wall, go Legion with him. Because if you have, when he attacks and you have 4 more rested units, he gains a crit, so he'd be attacking for 2 crits. So if your opponent no guards, you can check another crit. And he's like at 2, that's 5. If he's at 3, he's pretty much dead. He doesn't get a heal trigger. And then if his attack hits, you can stand another riser. So that's pretty awesome. And also you can combo him with Cat Builder, so you still can restand him if he doesn't hit. So that beats Sing Saver, because Sing Saver can only stand at least once, and you can stand with Riser, so that's good. And then we have Metaborgs, which came out in 16. A lot of people have been looking forward to this one too because of the fact that if his attack's 30,000 or greater, the opponent cannot guard with grade 1s or higher. And then if his attack hits, you can draw a card. He's not the best, but he's still really good because you're going to have to waste a lot of counterblasts to power him up. Because he only gains... Because he's got his regular skill when he's 20,000 or greater, and that's when he's Legion, but he doesn't gain any power himself, so you will have to have like another, like a 10k booster. The ones that have like 2k, give the Vanguard 2k, or something like have the other cards where you count blast to 1 and Vanguard gains 4k for each unit in the Vanguard Silico. Again, you have to have him 30k, so it's just really hard for you to be able to keep him constant. He's not as good as this card, Regalia of Cosmos CEO Yigishil. I can't pronounce it right. I think she is a lot better than him because of the fact that you can definitely rush early with her because you can just go Quintet Wall, go Legion, put that in deck, and then you can go have the card. If you have the Freya, which is when you perform Legion, this card's on the field. Counterblast 1, Soul Charge 3, or you can have the starter Soul Charge 3 and Vanguard against 5,000, and Freya does the same thing with the 5,000 part 2. And then you also have Shining Angel, which can Soul Charge 3 from the drop zone, which is really awesome. I think it's just awesome that he did that. That way you don't deck out, and that way you can just keep using the cards you've already Soul Charged to keep drops from the drop zone. Because if you have the unit, the mate card in the drop zone, you can keep Soul Charge to that and keep powering up your Vanguard for 5,000. But you can easily hit 30,000 a turn, and then you have the same effect as Metaborg, Sin Buster, which is your opponent cannot guard with grade 1s or higher, but she also gains a crit and gains 3k when she attacks, so that way you're hitting cross rides. Excuse me. You're hitting cross rides, and you're hitting with 2 crit already, and your opponent can't guard. So with grade 1s or higher, so you can easily get a crit. That'd be 3, and then attack with regards. So with this, you're gonna see with Legion, you're gonna see a lot of Quintet Walls. You're going to see a lot of Soul Blast 2 cards. Those are going to be like the main key cards that can get drop zone, they can mill your deck really easily, so you can go Legion, so you can get triggers returned, so you can go and go Legion, get those skills going off pretty easily, and also be able to pressure your opponent when the Legion gameplay is usually slow because you're going to be around 2 damage for a long time because of the fact that it's not going to be like how Limit Break was, where it's pretty much based around the 4th damage. So this is Zetsui signing out. This is just one part of the new series I'm going to be doing for tricks and tips. Yeah, so pretty much cards that can mill your deck really help out Legion. Cards also for Metaborg. Commander Laurel is actually really good to restand him, but it's just not as good as for Mega Flare. As Mega Flare's got Cat Butler, and Cat Butler just doesn't have the Vanguard doesn't have to hit, and you can restand, and you can just put the crits on him and the crit and power, so that way you can hit and just hit for game for that turn. So it's been I've been playtesting that way, and it's been really good for Mega Flare. So that's way signing out. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, like us on Facebook too, and have a good day.